Balaam extols Israel by Ginzberg. Balaam now turned back to Balak, who awaited him with his princes. He now wanted to begin to curse Israel, but his mouth, far from being able to utter the words, was on the contrary compelled to praise and bless Israel. 763 He said, I found myself upon the high places, in company with the patriarchs, and thou, Balak, hast cast me down from the heights. Through thee did I lose the gift of prophecy. Both of us are ungrateful men if we wish to undertake evil against Israel. For had it not been for their father Abraham, for whose sake God saved Lot out of the ruin of the cities, there should not be no Balak, for thou art one of Lot's descendants. And had it not been for Jacob, I, Laban's descendant, should not now be on earth, for no sons were born unto Laban until after Jacob had come into his house. 764 Thou didst bring me out of Aram to curse Israel, but it was this land that their father Abraham left, laden with blessings, and it was this land also that their father Jacob entered, laden with blessings. Shall now a curse come upon them from this land? 765 How can I curse them, if he that curseth them bringeth a curse upon himself? Thou, moreover, wishest me even to curse Jacob. Hadst thou urged me to curse a nation that were only the descendants of Abraham or of Isaac, I might have been able to do so. But to curse Jacob's descendants is as bad as if a man were to come to a king and say to him, The crown that thou wearest upon thy head is worthless. Would such a man be permitted to live? The Lord's portion is his people, Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. In Israel, said the Lord, will I be glorified. How now should I curse them? How shall I curse whom God hath not cursed? Even when they have been worthy of a curse, they have not been cursed. When Jacob went in to receive the blessings, he went in through craft and said to his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. Doth not he deserve a curse out of whose mouth issueth a lie? Yet far from being cursed he was even blessed. Ordinarily a legion that stirs up sedition against their king is declared guilty by death, but Israel had denied God, saying, These be thy gods, O Israel. Should they not then have been destroyed? God, however, did not even at that moment withdraw from them his love, but left to them the clouds of glory, manna, and the well, even after they had adored the calf. Howsoever often they sinned and God threatened them with a curse, still he did not say that he would bring it upon them, whereas in his promises of blessings, he always tells them that he himself would send them upon Israel. How shall I curse when God doth not curse? 766. Israel is a nation of whom God thought even before the creation of the world. It is the rock upon which the world is founded, for when God was considering the scheme of the creation, he thought, How can I create the world if the idolatrous generation of Enosh, and the generation of the flood, will arouse my anger? He was about to desist from the creation of the world, when he saw before him Abraham's form, and he said, Now I have a rock upon which I can build, one upon which I can found the world. 767 How too should I curse this nation that are protected and surrounded by the merits of the patriarchs, and the wives of the patriarchs as if by lofty mountains and steep hills, so that if Israel sin, God forgives them as soon as Moses prays to him to be mindful of the patriarchs. 768 I was in error when I believed Israel could be easily attacked, but now I know that they have taken deep root in the earth, and cannot be uprooted. God forgives them many sins out of consideration for their having preserved the token of the Abrahamic covenant, and as powerless as I am to curse them alone, just as powerless am I to curse them together with another nation. For it is a people that shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations. Israel is distinguished from all other nations by their custom, by their food, by the token of the covenant upon their bodies, and by the token upon their doorposts. Wherefore God doth not judge them at the same time with other nations, for he judges the latter in the darkness of the night, but the former in bright daylight. Israel is a separate people, alone they enjoy the blessings God gives them, no other nation rejoices with Israel. So too in the Messianic time, Israel will quite alone rejoice in delights and pleasures, whereas in the present world, it may also partake of the universal welfare of the nations. I am not able to accomplish anything against a nation that zealously fulfills God's commandments, and that owes its existence to the devotion with which the wives of the patriarchs obeyed the commandments of God. 770 Let me die the death of the righteous, and let my last end be like his. Balaam in these words spoke an unconscious prophecy, to wit, that he should be entitled to participate in the fate of the righteous, to his share in the future world if he died the death of the righteous, a natural death but not otherwise. He died, however, a violent death, and thus lost his share in the future world.